Yeah, just right about. That should pick you up just fine.
Okay.
And you can see, I think we talked last time. I try to keep the green line as close and maybe even into the yellow as I can, but it should pick you up just fine. Hi, Pooneh.
Hi, Ken.
That's perfect. Yes.
Is that good?
That is perfect.
Okay.
Thank you for cheers with our coffee. And you have tea, I think? You got some
Yeah.
kind of a tea?
I do.
So a shout out to, I guess that's Red Leaf Coffee. We're here at Oak Tree Station, and Pooneh's been nice enough to, I'll get past the formal introduction and then we're just talking, but I do like to give shout outs to Oak Tree Station. It's one of the places that lets me do my dumb podcast. The first time we did it at Brothers Cascadia in downtown Vancouver. So it is just super cool that I find these places that let me bring my equipment in and set up. Of course, you know, I'll patronize them and spend money, but it really works, especially for people that I don't know, because the first time you did it, we had never met. So
Right.
I'm obviously not going to invite a stranger into my house, and I wouldn't expect a stranger to let me into their house. So it's nice to have these local Vancouver businesses, Camas, Washougal, Battleground, that let me post up here and do this. So cheers to Oak Tree Station, Red Leaf Organic Coffee, which is right here in the parking lot. And yeah, it's our your second time on. Now you can, like we were joking, you never had a filter anyway, but
I didn't. I thought it was quite filtered during.
It was great.
While I was running.
The best part of the last podcast was when I was thinking about this on the drive over, and I've watched it back several times, but I didn't review it recently. But I remember there was a part where I was trying to explain to you the therapy work I'm doing with Robert, the parts work, and I was trying to explain it to you, and I couldn't, and it just ended up sounding like I have multiple personality disorders.
Oh, yeah, I remember
and
that.
you were just sitting back looking at me like,
what have I gotten myself into?
like, oh,
Who is this guy?
10 years, huh? You're still in therapy.
That's right.
I almost feel bad. Luckily, I don't have that many viewers. Shout out to Gwen and Teresa, my two consistent viewers. But I almost felt bad shit that I cost her the election because we did it a week before, and I'm like, if people saw that? Luckily, nobody did. But I'm like, you even caught yourself. You're like, shit. I don't want people to think I'm making fun of therapy.
Well, 10 years.
But you were like, are you fixed yet?
That's right. I remember that.
Wasn't it great?
Yeah,
I thought it was
do.
hilarious.
Yeah, I think towards the end, like, well, I mean, I was only in it for about 5 months, right? I think I needed another 6 months.
Oh, you mean personally you were?
Yeah, personally I was in.
But you are a psychologist, right?
No. I'm talking. Yeah, I'm switching gears on you.
But you're talking about personal. You had your personal therapist for a while.
No.
Okay. I'm misunderstanding.
I don't
Sorry.
have a therapist. No, sorry, I switched gears on you. See, this is what happens.
This is why I don't script it.
Hyper.
This is good.
No, I switched gears on you because you started off with I was being blunt, and you're like, and then a week before you're like, did I cost her the election? So I pivot to the costing of the election.
Oh, got it. No, I guarantee I
got
didn't.
out of your therapy mode. Are you still in therapy?
Of course, I'm actually going to see Lindsay on Monday morning. Yes, so I have. Remember, I have two therapists. I've been seeing
you
Lindsay.
play them off against each other.
Absolutely. I've been seeing Lindsay for a little over 10 years. I've been seeing Robert. He's the one I do the specific parts work. I've been seeing him for a few years. I started seeing him when I was still with my ex-wife. We met him as couples therapists, and then we're divorced now, but I kept seeing him individually. So, and again, I guess where I was going with that was it's not like you were always open and honest on the first one anyway, but you were a little surprised, and I think I used the analogy that I kind of look at it as mental exercise. You know, like I'm never gonna stop working out for my fitness. I kind of look at mental health the same way.
Yeah.
And again, I don't see them every week. I see Lindsay about once a month, and I see Robert kind of as needed, so maybe once every couple months.
Okay.
So but
at some point you're supposed to have the tools to.
Yeah, and I also think on the last one, did I say it? Was it before or after the pod? Oh, it was during the podcast because randomly, when you were like 10 years, it was funny because just a couple sessions before a recent session that I had with Lindsay, she actually said, like, so Ken, at the end of the session, she was like, so Ken, do you even need to keep seeing me?
Right.
And I was like, well, I guess I'm okay, but yeah, I've had a lot. The last, we're in 2026. So the last 6 years, a lot of not necessarily good life stuff has happened. Losing both my parents, separations, getting divorced, job issues. Not really job issues. Costco's been great. But I guess I've had a lot of stuff happen in the last 6 years. And I think I said this last time too. I have great friends and family, but sometimes I don't want to they don't need to listen to that shit. That's what I pay a therapist for, to hear some of my shit. And I could always talk to my friends and family.
That's when you have a lot of friends and you just play them against each other.
We need to reframe that. We're not playing them against each other.
You just keep calling them with your problems and hear their answers for free.
Actually, and then you can compare them. You get input from multiple different places, and yeah, okay.
Yeah, and it's free.
Yeah,
right?
Well, again, Costco has great benefits. It doesn't cost me that much to, $15 copay.
Oh, yeah, that's not
bad.
Yeah. You're lucky.
But actually, what I did want to ask is, now that, we were joking on it because it was a week before the election last time. But you were like, look, I'm going to be fine either way. If I win, I can do some good.
Unhappy?
No, you never do. You're like, if I win, I can make a difference and do some good. And if I don't, I get my life back.
Yeah.
So you got your life back.
I did.
You get to be in your pajamas in the morning, running your businesses.
Yes.
And
my kids and my husband and my friends are ecstatic.
You said that they really nobody close to you wanted you to win.
No, they didn't. So
this is great.
Yeah, they were right. I was wrong. They didn't want me to run to begin with.
Yeah.
And then once I started running, they're like, please get out of this. But,
yes.
I'm one of those people that I think I was in it for 5 months, probably about 3.5, 4 months in. I was just like, what have I done?
But you were too far in and...
I was too far in, and I always tell the kids, both my kids played sports, right? And then they get in and go, we don't want to do this. We'd like to quit. And I go, you can't quit. The minute you step in and you make a commitment, you're in it, and you're in it to win it. Like, you can't just go, this isn't feeling comfortable to me anymore. And so for me, I was never going to go, my plan was to never go beyond the 4 years anyway, because...
For Vancouver City Council.
City Council, because, I know me, and I'm one of those people that would just be working 10-hour days, 7 days a week, and there's just no way that I could withstand more than 4 years of it.
Oh, that's right. I'm remembering now that the acquaintances or people in the city or business friends that you knew that kind of got you to do this, they kind of, they're like, oh, it's part-time. It's a couple days a week, but you knew you would end up working full time.
Yeah,
it wasn't going to be just a 2 or 3 day a week thing.
Right. Technically, city council folks show up on Mondays, right? And then they're there for a couple hours, and then they pick up a committee here and there.
Okay.
So, and they have full-time jobs, and they've got families. And the way it works is, at least what I saw, is you have got a staff. They create everything. They do all the research, and they essentially put things in front of you before you get up to Mondays and go, here, read, and then decide what you want to do and sign. And I just don't function that way. So I'm one of those people that I'm not going to have things put in front of me. I have to do the research. I have to do the work.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right. You're not just going to have a staff that says, here, you vote yes on this, vote no on that.
No, not at all.
That didn't occur to me. Even at that level, city councilors have a support staff. Now, is that people you employ and choose, or is it paid for by the city?
It's paid for by the city.
Okay.
Yeah, and so they do the research, they give you all the recommendations, and that's fine, but I just am one of those people that wants to do the work myself.
Yeah.
And so I don't usually sign off on things until
you actually understand it.
Until I actually understand everything, and to understand everything, it's going to take 10 hours.
Yeah.
Plus, I saw a lot of problems.
Yeah.
We talked about problems. That. Yeah. An enormous amount of problems, to where I'm like, I can't, how long, like when I first started, I'm like, 1 year, it'll be good to go. I'll have everything in place. I think I was being overconfident.
You can implement all your fixes in a year.
I know. I saw exactly where the problems were. I'm like, I got the fix. We can do it. And I'm not a let's meet and let's talk for hours on a subject person. I'm more of a, you got a problem, here are the solutions, let's implement and go. And
Yeah, you don't want to get it stuck in committee where you just talk about it for days and
yeah,
weeks.
and I, it's a very different system. You know, it gets stuck. They talk about it forever.
Is that by design, do you think? Or is it just what...
No, it's
what,
not a very efficient way of doing
right.
things. I mean,
But is it just because that's what it's become, or is the system designed that way?
I don't know. I mean, I think they want input here, input there, and you're really slowing things down when you're doing that. And the problems, there's just so many problems, and you got to quickly work through them. Like, you don't have time to kind of
Right.
let's
And
keep
again,
talking.
I almost wonder if is the system designed, bureaucracy,
It's
red
bureaucracy.
tape. Is it designed on purpose to make sure that all the information is gathered and all the opinions are considered, or is it BS? Is it designed so that you can get, what's the word I'm looking for?
Votes?
Is it all part of the system? Is it just to keep the system feeding itself? You see what I mean?
I think it's the last one. So I used to work for the county and I used to work for the state, and I saw the same problem there. Like, for everything that needed to get done, you had to have all these meetings.
Yes.
And I could never understand. I mean, I gained a ton of weight just going from meeting to
Yes,
meeting.
because you
'cause
kept
all I did
stopping
is-
at the vending machine.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And
my
your coworker
supervisor-
had to tell your supervisor.
I did. My coworker had to tell me to quit eating.
Like, Pooneh,
You're
he's
gaining
getting
weight. Yeah, they couldn't do that now.
jeans
but-
are getting a little tight.
Yeah, like my skirt, she's like, you're gaining a little weight. You need to stop going to the vending machine.
Oh my God.
And that's when I knew it was time for me to get out of working for the state and
Yeah.
accounting, because it just wasn't how I do things. And, I don't want to say why they do it, but the thing is, you got so many problems at this point that you just don't have time. If you want to get stuff done, you just got to go, here are all the issues. Let's come up with a plan. And the plan that I saw, it wouldn't be that difficult, because you kind of have the same stuff running through every single problem, right? So
Okay.
there's like a thread running through everything. So you got to kind of start addressing that, and then you got to get, like, literally, I was planning on going from department to department to department and fixing it, and which was going to take a massive amount of work
Yeah.
to do. But that's what business people do. If you think about being in business, you got to have functioning departments, right? To have functioning departments, like, I don't need someone from the street telling me what needs to happen. I need that department head or the employees within that department to say, this is what's working and this is not what's working, and this is what we think the fix is or what needs to happen. And I kind of already started to do that when I was running for city council. I started, like, I went to the jail,
Yeah.
and I interviewed them. And when I met with a bunch of cops at a donut shop.
Of course. The cliche is fine.
Donut shop. And I heard from them on what the problems were. And so they're just easy fixes, but that's not what's happening. They're just throwing Band-Aids on things.
Is that
and
kind of
you just-
maybe the difference between the private sector and the public sector?
It is.
Whereas
It
in the
is.
private sector, in order to be successful with any business, your priorities are, you have to fix the problems, you have to be
Correct.
efficient.
Yeah.
Whereas it's almost kind of the opposite
Yeah.
when you're dealing with government.
You just nailed it.
public.
It's exactly what it is. I come from the private sector,
Yeah.
and they come from the public sector, where the private sector, you don't have the luxury of toting around like they are. You can't throw
Right,
Band-Aids
because-
at things
Because then you'll just go out of business.
you go out of business. But see, they have something that the private business doesn't have. They have your money.
They have a...
They have an unlimited checkbook.
They have.
And no
they don't have
checks
to
and
worry about
balances.
not being funded.
Correct, because
They don't
And-
have to worry about making sales or doing
No,
business.
no,
Yeah.
because they get your money. They don't
Either
have money. They
way,
just increase
no
your
matter
utilities.
how they perform, they're going to get the revenue.
And I'm going to tell you something. One thing I realized when I was running for city council, and I'd come home really confused and go, what just happened? I'd make these arguments to people, and you know what they'd say to me? This is just how it is. I'd go, so essentially, you've got people that are running a city who not doing the best job. And I want to say one thing, though. There are people on city council who are amazing.
Absolutely.
So I've met several of them. They're very good. They know exactly what's going on. They know what needs to get done. There's just not enough of them.
Yeah.
And the system's not really designed to help them. They're running up a stream, and until the city wakes up and starts actually putting in competent people to help out, it's just not.
Yes, I think there's no one's. How do you incentivize, whether it's on a city level, county level, state level, or national level, federal level? How do you get the best and brightest? Because there's no incentive for the best and brightest to go into public service.
Well, just to finish off what I was saying, when I talk to people, they'd go, well, this is how it is, right? And I'd go, so essentially, you don't do your job, and you've told people this is just how it is.
Yeah.
You see, and so to me, and I'm probably going to get a lot of hate mail off of this.
Well, luckily nobody watches my podcast, so you'll be
fine.
fine.
I'm just going to post it.
I'm going to share it with you, and yes, I want you to.
Yeah, I
Please.
will post it, and I'll run it on Facebook. But because I think people need to wake up, I mean, I'm not saying this because I'm running again. That was not pleasant.
Right. There's
for me.
no motivation here.
There's no motivation here. Like, I'm not saying this because, but I just think that when you convince people that this is just how it is, or you convince people by saying things like, well, we're helping out people. And people go, but they're helping out people. It's like, what does that mean? You're helping out people unlimitedly, or you're giving them a leg up? Because, I come from a mental health background.
Yeah.
And I have worked with folks that even have a severe mental illness, and they're still capable of doing things.
Yeah.
So to essentially say, well, this is what happens when you're helping out people is like a farce statement, because you're supposed to help out people, but how are you helping them out? Are you helping them out by keeping them poor and under your thumb, so it makes you feel better that you're spending money for them to just, or is our job for society to provide a bridge to people, to create ladders to people, for them to climb up and not be poor anymore, but
right.
to move to middle class, and for middle class to move, of course, to the next level. And that's what the job needs to be. And it's gone backwards. Like, what I saw is, and I don't think people mean this, I think they have good intentions, but what I saw is a lot of people trying to make themselves feel better by feeling like they're contributing to something to help out people. But you're never helping out people by keeping them in where they're at.
But, and this has made me think of other things, isn't there and it's, people are going to think I'm putting the tinfoil hat on with the conspiracy, but there is an incentive to not solve some of the social issues, homeless problems, because a lot of people are making good money in that business, and if they solve it, they're out of a job. You kind of know where I'm going with this?
I know exactly where you're going,
okay.
Right? There are solutions, but if you solve it, that's not very popular because a lot of people are making a lot of money.
A lot of fucking money, yeah.
But if you look at a lot of the problems, whether it be within the school system or the police or the fire department or whatever, just these, if you solve the problems, a lot of people don't have jobs.
Right.
And I'm not talking about like jobs like teachers or police officers. I'm talking about their leaders or union leaders that are saying, this is how you're going to vote. This is what you're going to do. This is, I'm just like, but the definition of insanity is to keep doing
repeating the same thing and expecting a different result.
And expecting a different result. And at what point are you going to get freaking tired of it being Groundhog's Day for you? Like, if I'm a cop, from what I saw, I wake up every single morning, it's Groundhog's Day. I do the same thing. I go out, I catch the bad guy, I take him to jail. Oh, we're not open for business right now because they're full. So I got to hand him a ticket. See ya. You may or may not show up to court. And by the way, I'm picking you up in 2 days again because now you just broke into that house. And you're just going in a circular motion. And if you're a teacher, you're getting up in the mornings, you're dealing with kids that don't have the best home life. They have behavior problems. They're acting out in school. They're not getting their work done. And you're just like going in circles. And then you know what? Then you go, we don't have any money, right? And then everybody goes on strike, and
or the levy fails and all that.
Or whatever. And then, the governor's under pressure because he's not going to get reelected, for God's sakes, if he doesn't throw money at you. And he throws money at you. and you go back to being, you know. So the question is, why are we doing this? And that's what I saw. I mean, I saw this. I I saw a system that just keeps spinning.
Yeah.
And people are getting elected because of it. You know, everyone pats each other in the back at the end of the day, and you get votes.
It's almost like a good old boys system.
It is a system.
Very much that, yeah.
Yeah, and there was a part where I'm like, well, I could have fit into the system. I could have navigated, like I saw exactly what was happening behind the scene, and I could have navigated it. But I'm like, I'm not like that. Like I'm going to tell you what's going on, and I don't think I was as blunt as I needed to be. I had to be really careful because I had, the mayor was running at the same time, so I had to be respectful of.
Got it. Yeah.
Of her and her position. Like I didn't want to say, hey, mayor, look, there's a better way of doing something, because ultimately I didn't want to. Like I said, I did not want to be disrespectful.
Right.
And
yeah,
so
I did.
it put me
I
in a really
watched
tough position.
at least one of your it was an online debate in the run up to your election with your competitor, the other person running. You were awesome, I thought, but I could tell you were being very tactful and careful about how you spoke.
Yeah.
But it was, and I think I told you this last time, what I got from you, and which is why I voted for you, and probably why my manager voted for you, is I felt a sense of authenticity. You weren't fake. Like, you were being you, and you were speaking real, speaking truth to stupid.
Yeah.
I like that phrase, but there was no bullshit. You didn't come across like a politician.
Well, and I'm not a politician.
Exactly.
I don't need the money.
Yeah.
I wasn't even going to take a paycheck.
No, this was going to make your life harder.
It was literally, once I got into it, I'm like, oh my God. Like, I'm almost retired. Like, I don't have to work. And I'm like, I just bought myself a job where I'm going to be, working all the time. So, but I saw what needed to be done. I made the commitment when I said I'd run.
Of
So I
course.
was going to, you were going to get full on throttle off of me. In 4 years.
I guess, and I didn't even mean, obviously I didn't have a script. I didn't mean to go down this, but it is interesting. Having gone through that one experience, your first time ever running for any kind of elected position,
Yeah.
what did you glean from it did you maybe come away from it realizing, oh, maybe I can be more effective not being an elected official? Maybe I can make more changes as a private citizen instead of an elected official?
I'm going to say something to you. It's probably going to speak volumes.
Okay.
About what I thought. I walked away from it with a house in Idaho.
That's funny.
I was on a plane a week after
Yeah.
the election, and I bought a house in Idaho.
You're not. I know. I have several acquaintances from the state of Washington that are saying the same thing. That's
Yeah.
so
I was
random
that
and
frightened.
weird.
I told my husband, I'm like, we have a problem. And it's not a problem that, see, I don't think I'm smart necessarily, but I think I have one talent that's really been helpful for me. This is why I think I've become successful.
Okay.
Is I have the ability to kind of see things that are happening around, and then for some reason my brain does this quick calculation of where it's going to be 5 years from now or 8 years from now. And so I can
Okay.
kind of see, and then I do things accordingly. Well, I make money because I'm always ahead of everybody, right? Because I'm
Got it.
always pre-calculating where things are going, and then
Yeah.
I'm in before everybody else
Okay, that makes
dives
sense.
in, right? So when you do that, particularly in real estate, you make a lot of money,
Yeah,
right? Because you're ahead of the.
of course.
Everybody
So
else
like
is like,
you,
"Oh, shit, we gotta
you
get
saw
in."
the 2008 crash coming before it happened. I'm guessing, or
I did, because you had so many bad mortgages happening.
Yeah.
So I sold, like before 2008, I sold everything. I sold
Smart.
my entire real estate portfolio, and then I hung on to it. And when the market crashed, I jumped in the market.
got it.
Yes. So it's just, you just kind of see what's playing in the background, because
Yeah.
most people don't pay close enough attention to it. So yeah, I got a house in Idaho because Washington's in trouble. And the city's in trouble. There's just no way, given what I saw, that they're going to be able to sustain without continuously increasing cost. And at some point, something's going to give,
Yeah, I mean, even on a state, or federal level, it's like, at some point, you can't just keep asking for more money without getting results.
Right.
At some point, I would think the citizens are going to put their foot down. I would hope.
I would have thought that they were at that point, given what I was seeing, like on, the neighborhood apps and stuff like
Yeah.
that, people's complaints. I would have thought they were there when I stepped in, and they would have said enough,
Yeah.
right? But they don't. And the problem that I saw, and I don't know how to say this. I do know how to say it, but I'm trying to. People are voting based on ideology.
Yes. Absolutely.
They're not voting based on the person. And when you have that happening, you've got a problem.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know how you correct that other than you take the state down. People just get fed up. Like, I've got friends that are Democrats. I've got friends that are Republicans. My Republican friends used to be Democrats. They just jumped ship.
No, that's the fucking A. That's the thing.
They just were like, we're done.
They went too far.
Yeah, they went too far. My Democrat friends are barely hanging in there. I've got some super progressive friends that are like, that's it. So I think it's starting to happen where people are like, this is too much. Like, what's happened is every time the city increases your expenses, there is a person out there that's now becoming homeless.
Yeah.
Because they can't, or that's having to go on to services because they just can't afford to stay independent.
Yeah.
So we're essentially putting people on the payroll, and then we're keeping people on the payroll.
Yes.
So what do you think's going to happen? At some point, you just don't have the income to support what you've created.
Yeah.
And then to try to unwind it is going to be a problem because now you're telling all those people, hey, go get a job. Hey, go get education. Hey, we're going to give you these support systems to move out of here,
But the system has kind of put them in the position where they need the help in the first place.
System has put them in the position where they need the help and kept them down.
Yeah.
So if you continuously are voting for this, I just want to be clear, you're voting for it because you're making yourself feel better, but you are not helping out the mentally ill person. You are not helping out the person who's low income, who needs a lifeline, but needs a ladder up.
Yeah.
So until people in Vancouver, people in the state of Washington stop this business of rah, 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 and going based on emotion and ideology and things like that. There were times when I walked out of a debate with my opponent and I go, she just said gibberish. Honestly, I don't understand a freaking word she said.
There were applause lines.
Well, and
they're using applause lines.
Yeah, it's like GQ words,
yes.
Hey, rally, rally, rally.
Yes.
Well, if you want a fucking cheerleader, I would have brought my pom-poms.
Right.
But you need someone that's going to get the work done, and needs to tell you this is what needs to get done. And I remember when we'd be talking, I'd be looking in the audience, and they would have smiles on their face, and they're nodding their head, and I'm like, she's not saying anything.
Yeah.
She's not ever saying what she's going to do.
It's just political double talk.
Yeah, she's just, I'm Indian. I only mentioned my heritage one time because the question brought it out.
Right.
But I never got there and said, well, I'm a woman, or I'm Iranian, or I'm an immigrant who came here from Iran. It was irrelevant.
Yeah.
What's relevant is how am I going to make your life better?
Yeah.
Right? That's all that matters. What am I going to do when I get there so it's not Groundhog's Day for you?
Oh, yeah. You were on my Google Calendar, but I had it scheduled for noon. So.
Oh.
But just because we hadn't set a time, so that's so funny though.
Oh.
Yes, I'm actually kind of organized. You're in my calendar.
It's really interesting, and I was thinking about this after the election. So, if you have cancer, who do you go see?
An oncologist, your doctor.
You go see an oncologist.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't you go see an oncologist that specializes in your type of cancer?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then don't you do some research on the oncologist to see if they're successful, if they've treated people,
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
Do you go up to your oncologist and say, wait, are you a Democrat or are you a Republican?
Of course not.
Right? You go, tell me what you've done.
Yeah.
Tell me about your mode of treatment and how you're going to get there.
Yeah.
Right? And tell me about your success. And
Yeah.
tell me about your training. And tell me about your education. Right? And
Yeah.
the more successful, the better. Right? You
Yeah.
don't go, wait, you're a millionaire. Right? Because you're a doctor and you're making a lot of money. I don't want to see you.
Yeah.
You don't do that, do you?
No.
No, you don't. You go, I want the best because I've got cancer and I want to get it cured.
Yeah.
If you're a teacher, a fireman, city employee, police officer, you've got your money is in the stock market. right? You've got portfolio managers who are managing your pension money.
Yes.
You know this, right?
Yeah, of
Hopefully
course.
everybody knows this.
Yeah.
Right. Do you go and say, are you a Democrat or are you Republican? Okay.
No.
Do you go hand your pension money to the homeless guy because he's giving you a bunch of statements and saying, I'm going to do such and such a good job for you?
No.
No. You look
for somebody who's competent
correct
at the job.
Correct. You don't say, are you a Democrat or a Republican?
That's
you
irrelevant.
Go, show me the money.
Yeah.
Show me how you're going to increase my portfolio. Because guess what? When I retire, I need that damn money.
Yeah.
But not in politics.
It's all about ideology.
It's all about ideology. You know, you're Iranian, I'm going to vote for you. Your skin color is this, I'm going to vote for you. You're gay, I'm going to vote for you. Like, I don't.
Oh.
It's not. Or
because
you don't,
virtue signaling. You know, we want to be able to wave the flag that we're a good person, we're doing the right thing by voting for this person.
Well, if you want to do the right thing, then vote for people that actually know how to change things. Because, you know, if you look at this city and the state, it's just continuous tax increases.
Yeah.
Every time you turn around, oh, we're increasing your gas tax again. We're increasing the excise tax again.
And it seems like issues aren't getting solved, even
It's
though
just getting
they're
worse.
throwing more money at it, but you don't see results.
You know, I remember a guy knocking on my door. It was probably 30 years ago, and I lived in Multnomah County at the time.
Okay.
And he said, can you sign this petition? Because if this goes through, I think it was like our tax or one of those taxes that Portland likes to do. If this goes through, we won't be able to stay here anymore.
If it goes through.
Right.
So he wanted you to vote no.
He wanted me to vote no because he's
Okay.
like, we can't afford any more taxes.
Okay.
This is like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And my comment was, but I don't have a problem paying taxes because I feel like I'm helping people out.
Right.
Okay? That was my answer 30 years ago. My answer today is completely different because I keep paying and the problem's getting exponentially worse.
Yeah.
Why is that? So I had the philosophy, I'm just going to keep paying because I'm helping. Am I helping? I don't think so because it's getting worse. So what's happening is not working. It has to be a complete change in the system. To help people, you have to grow people. You have to put money towards, I know some people might not like this, but education needs to be extremely well funded. Like,
Yes.
you know, bike rides, that takes a second to education right now because it's just you're not functioning on pretty or what your group wants. You're functioning on, you're hitting a point where you can't turn the ship.
Yeah.
So you have to take as much money as you possibly can and put it into education.
Yeah.
And then you have to put it into public safety too. People may not like police. I mean, I've had my problems because of my mom's homicide and stuff like that. But the bottom line is you got to have a safe community and you got to educate kids. And so anyway, I'm getting off on tangents here, but we're backwards. We're just so backwards. And then the problem is if you're on city council, you're voting for certain things because they vote, right?
Yeah.
So you might vote for something that you don't agree with, but they've got a voting block. And if you want to get reelected, you're going to have to give them what they want, even though it may not be to the benefit of the masses. The masses don't vote.
Right.
That voting block does. And so that also creates a problem. Now, I didn't give a shit. So, I mean, I didn't, like, you don't want to vote, don't vote. Like, I don't care. I'm only in it for 4 years anyway. And you know what? I wasn't even worried because, like, if I was Kim Harless, I wouldn't have to put any money. I'd be chilling somewhere going, you don't have a chance. They already know what I've done. They don't want to go back. Sorry. Like, that's not happening. Oh, you mean go back to paying?
Yeah.
Oh, and people are still sleeping on the street? I don't think so.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get you activated.
I know.
You're
Where's
passionate.
my drink?
But you're no. I can tell you you care about this shit. So yeah.
Well, I do, and I finally, you know, the reason why we bought a house in Idaho, and I have to say, when I contacted the realtor, I had my friend call the realtor. The question was, what just happened in Vancouver? I'm getting a lot of calls, right?
Really?
Yeah. And I
So
thought that was
the realtor was getting a lot of people that live in this area interested in, hey, can you find me a home there?
in Idaho.
Wow.
And
Okay.
the question was, what just happened in Vancouver?
Yeah.
Well, what just happened in Vancouver is common sense lost to ideology, and just continuously paying more. I mean, they don't have anything else. It's just keep paying.
Yeah.
So the writing's on the wall. you know. And I'm not just saying that because of me. I'm just saying that because of things I saw behind the scenes.
Right.
There's a fix, but the fix is you cannot vote on ideology. You can't no longer say, well, I like this person. Oh, I had a person say to me, I can't vote for you. Oh, they're like, are you an evangelical Christian? I'm like, no. They're like, well, I can't vote for you. I'm like,
That's a really insane statement.
right. And I said, why? She's like, well, if you're not an evangelical Christian, I can't vote for you because you don't share my values. And I said, well, how are your utility bills doing?
You know,
Abortion. I had literally had people calling me and going, are you for abortion or
Yeah.
against abortion? You know, because if you're against abortion, that's against my values and I can't
yeah.
vote for you. And then I'd have to talk them through, what does that have to do with your property taxes or your bills?
Right.
Or are you struggling to get from point A to point B? Or, you know, are you not having a job? Or, you know, whatever. I mean, it's just like there's so many issues and we're down on the...
And actually, you know, we're close enough in age that you'll probably remember it wasn't always like this.
No.
You know, back in the 80s, you could be friends with somebody that was the opposite, you know, political
yeah.
belief. We would actually get together and talk, and
Yeah,
you could
nobody
disagree,
cared.
but it wasn't, you didn't exile somebody
No.
because they were Republican and you're Democrat. You could
No.
actually, we all hung out, and at the core, both sides might have disagreed on the best way to solve the problem, but both sides
Agreed
their
on the
intent,
problem.
they wanted to solve the problem.
Correct.
And now I feel like it's not necessarily about solving problems.
No.
It's more about, again, virtue signaling
Yeah.
and getting your ideology to the front.
Yeah, and that's a death sentence for the state, unfortunately, you know. And then,
Yeah.
of course, they're doing this, and this is going to impact the state, and it's going to have a massive impact on the city of Vancouver as well. They're doing the millionaires tax,
Right.
or they passed it. We'll
Yes.
see.
So it did pass. It's
Well,
going
it
into
passed
effect.
through. Well, they're trying to block it through litigation.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll see if it passes. But you own a restaurant, right?
Yeah.
And you've got a lot of customers that come in. You've got really good paying customers that come in all the time. They pay a lot of money
Right.
for you to be in your restaurant, and then you got other customers. Are you trying to get rid of your best paying customers?
Right.
It's a recipe for disaster, right?
Yeah.
Every person, you know, I mean, if you think about, like, you just had a beer, the city and state made money.
Oh, of course.
You just
yeah.
had a cup of tea, they made money.
Yeah.
You know, I was brushing my teeth this morning, I'm using their water,
Yeah.
they're making money. Why are you trying to run off people? I mean, what I don't get it. And these are people that people might go, well, they're millionaires, they can afford it. Well, they're leaving. They're gonna, if you're
Yeah.
listening, they're leaving. I live in a neighborhood of 10 people.
Okay.
6 already have purchased homes or are purchasing homes
Yeah.
outside Nevada, Florida, Idaho.
Well, and also,
Texas.
if you want to tax the millionaires are obviously the people that have been successful, built businesses that employ people.
They're paying your bills.
Right.
And you're trying to run
And
them off.
you're punishing them. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You kind
I
of
mean,
you want the best and brightest in your state, don't you?
yeah. You do. I mean, it's completely
Opposite.
opposite of, like, if I was a governor, I'd go, come on down. No taxes. Come on down. And by the way, the estate tax, I mean, they jumped it up to 35%. Everybody and their brother that I knew was like, we're out of here.
And I've never understood the justification for taxing somebody because your parents die and want to give you their property or whatever.
And the money you've already paid. So it's
You've
not,
already paid taxes on
you've
it, by
already
the way.
paid. Yeah, you've already paid the
And
tax on that money.
I thought you weren't supposed to be able to tax the same money twice, but apparently you can.
Yeah,
Okay,
double
I'm
jeopardy
gonna
doesn't
pause it real
apply.
quick.
You know,
Well, I wouldn't call it hyper. I mean, you obviously care about what you're talking about, so.
well, it's just, if you break it down, it's a lunacy. It's
Yeah.
like a death sentence, and people, again, ideology, people are like, they're millionaires, take them down. Well, they're freaking paying your bills, okay? You take them down, and you're going to pick up the tab. That's just how it is.
The reason we have jobs is because somebody created a business that was able to employ people.
Correct.
The CEO of Costco is, I'm sure he's a millionaire, but I like my job, and thank God
Right.
I have a great job at Costco.
Right.
If some millionaires hadn't invented that business, I wouldn't have a career.
Correct.
So
And I mean, if you look at Boeing and Microsoft, they're all expanding outside of Washington.
Yeah.
That's got to be a red flag sign.
well,
I mean,
and that happened in California with all the businesses left.
Yeah,
I mean,
right,
we've
they're
seen this
leaving.
before.
right. There's just one difference between California and Washington.
Okay.
California has Palm Springs. They've got Hermosa Beach. They've got Redondo Beach. They've got Malibu. They've got Hollywood. They're starting to crack too. But
Got it.
the point is, and they've got beautiful weather.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so they can afford to be stupid for a bit longer.
For a little bit longer, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's hitting them. I
Yeah.
mean, it's hitting them, but it's just people, it's just kind of, Washington rains. It rains 8 months out of the year here. Like,
I still love it, but I know what you're saying.
I know, but it doesn't have the same draw that somewhere like
Right.
California might.
Yeah.
And so even though California's in their own, they're
having their issues.
They're having their own issues, and they're going to keep having their own issues unless they pull it together. And
Yeah.
but state of Washington doesn't have the buffers that somewhere like California might have to make stupid decisions.
The leeway, right?
They don't
yeah,
have the
I see
leeway.
what you're saying, right?
Yeah, and the problem is that I worked hard. I could have easily gone on the system
Yeah.
and said, take care of me, but I didn't. I worked my ass off to get to where I'm at, and I don't really appreciate the rhetoric, And my neighbor said to me recently, they bought a house in Arizona, and she said, this is very sad. We grew up here. We opened up our business here. We employed a ton of people here. They've been huge into philanthropy stuff.
Yeah.
And they don't want us. So we're leaving.
Yeah.
And so people need to be very careful with raw tax the rich people, because you lose them and you've got a shit show of a state with no money.
Yeah.
And I don't see them cutting. And at that point, guess who's going to pay? You.
Yeah.
And here's the other danger. When the state is putting in legislature saying it's a millionaire's tax, they don't have a ceiling on it, though, by the way. So if that doesn't work out because the millionaires are leaving, they can keep lowering it.
Oh, gee. Oh, you mean they don't have a floor on it?
They don't have a floor on
I
it.
see what you're saying. So they could keep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they can keep lowering it and lowering it until it hits everybody, okay? But there's also another danger in what's happening. They are literally going against the Constitution of the state of Washington, which is fine. Go to court, you win, you lose,
Okay.
you lose. But people in Vancouver need to know that their property taxes are capped. And the city maximizes that. I don't know I think it's only capped at like 1% or something like that. I got to go back and look. But
Okay.
they can't just nilly-willy keep increasing your property
Okay.
taxes. They have a cap on it.
Okay.
If the state can start maneuvering around income stuff, then what would stop the city from from bringing in cases to maneuver
Okay.
around the
So they're setting a dangerous precedent.
It's a very dangerous precedent that's being set. That's going to impact everybody,
Yeah.
and people need to stop looking at their millionaires that can afford it. I mean, most millionaires I know have worked their asses off
To get there. Yeah.
They haven't had shit handed to them.
Right.
They contribute back a lot, and they spend a lot in the community. And that's what you want.
Yeah.
You
That's called reinvesting in your community.
They do. I
Yes.
mean, they're the ones that, you may not like it, but guess what? They're buying that car, the brand new car, every 2 years. Okay,
Yeah.
well, maybe someone's going to say, well, they shouldn't have a brand new car every year. Well, or every 2 years. Well, that's very short-sighted, because every time they buy a freaking car, you get the money.
Yeah.
You get the excise
That
tax
helps
off of that.
the car salesman support his family.
It helps the car salesman. It helps the employees. All that money that then the city's getting from it, and the
Yeah.
excise tax from the sale of that
Yeah.
car that goes to the state, that then
Yeah.
goes to produce. I mean, you're being short. Anybody who is, and I get so irked when I see these. Oh, take down rich people. Yeah, you know what? I just want to say, hey, everybody with money, get out.
Yeah.
They already are leaving. I don't think I need to put out a trumpet. Like, I haven't talked to too many people with money who aren't leaving.
Right.
Everybody I know with money, I think with the exception of one, and he has a pot store. he can't leave.
He can't, right? Because
It-
there's only so many options.
Right.
Yeah.
Under the state law, he has to live in, in the state of
Yes.
Washington.
Yeah.
But everybody else that I know that can leave is leaving. When I talked to the realtor in Idaho, she says she's getting calls from people that are literally moving their businesses into Idaho. So it's a death sentence. Anybody who says rah rah rah, take down millionaires, do not vote for them. It's a ideology. It's like, let me get your emotion
And
out.
it's an applause line again, just
It's-
designed to activate people and get a vote, I guess. But it's easy. It's
is.
easy to hate the rich people because, well, especially with younger generations that have this sense of entitlement. They're pissed off at people that are rich, even though they earned it. They worked to get there.
Right.
But there's a lot of people, and it's not just the newer generations. I mean, even there's people in my generation that feel that way, that they just expect shit to happen.
Well,
What was? Oh God, it's a great line from. But the difference between, I think this was Dave Chappelle. The difference between this is a great line. Poor black people and poor white people is poor white people don't think it's supposed to be happening to them because they have, and it doesn't even have to be a racial thing. It can just be people. There are certain people out there that just have this sense that this shouldn't have been happening to me. I shouldn't be in this position, even if they have done nothing to better themselves.
right.
Like, well, things are supposed to just be handed to me, right?
No.
That's
You have
not
to work.
reality.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, for
And
me,
I fucked that up, so apologies to Dave Chappelle, but
yeah, I
Go
mean,
ahead.
for me to get to where I'm at now, I worked 2 jobs.
yeah.
Sometimes 3. I mean, I barely slept. I didn't have a brand new car. I had a car that I had to pull over periodically to put water
Well, I
in.
mean, you don't
'Cause
even
a radiator.
have a brand new car now. It's not brand new.
No, it's 6 years old. I do
Yes,
need a new car.
it's fine.
I love my Lexus, so it's Toyota.
Exactly. I have a Prius. It's Toyota.
Yeah, it just keeps going.
Mm-hmm.
It's just do an oil change for $40 and call it maybe $70.
Seriously, if you take care of them, they run forever.
I know they do, so I can't let it go. It's got almost 100,000 miles on it. I'm like, no.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, but there's also another problem too. The ladders that were in play when I was using the system to get up on are gone.
Yes.
The city's punishing people that are trying to get up the ladder. Right, they're keeping people
Yes.
down, they're keeping people here, and then they're cutting off ladders for you to climb on.
Is that just some insidious way of keeping the system in place because it funds a lot of people's jobs? Again, you don't want to solve the problem. Is that kind of why they're not? The ladders should be there to help people get themselves out of poverty, get jobs, take care of their addiction problems, and the end game should be that they don't need the system.
Right.
They become functional human beings.
Independent, right.
But it's almost like the system wants to keep them there.
Yes, it does.
Why? That's insane.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, I think the first thing is to create accountability within the system. It's going to take work,
Yeah.
right? You have to track things. You have to be on top of things. You have to watch all the numbers.
Yeah.
You really, like, one of the first things I did when I started getting into city council is I asked for some numbers.
And it's actually good that it's getting busy because then you can rant all you want and nobody's going to hear it. So you can drop all the F-bombs you want and it'll be fine.
Oh, can they not hear us talking?
No, the podcast can, but I just
Oh.
meant this is like cover noise for us. So you can start ranting and nobody in here is going to hear it.
I'm not.
When it was empty, like the bartender could hear us.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what I mean.
It doesn't matter. My husband's always like, shh, keep it quiet. I'm like, no one can hear me.
Yeah, how's that working out for him? Yeah,
He's very happy I'm not. Like, I didn't tell him I was doing this today.
Oh my gosh.
I just said bye.
Well, I appreciate you not letting her. Well, you didn't even know what she's doing, but it's going to be a great podcast.
Yeah. He's like, wait, you did what? And if you hear politicians, they go, bye, don't let the door kick you on the ass. It's like, those words are going to come back to bite you.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have to turn around to the people that you're posturing in front of and going, take down people. Bye.
Yeah. Yes.
That's like ideology. It's
Yeah.
like showmanship. It's not what's going to fix the problem. I think to solve the problem, you have to work. And you've got a city council. They all have full-time jobs. So once upon a time, city council was a full-time job. And I think that's how it needs to be. So it's
Yeah.
gone to this, you show up on Mondays. Because if it was a full-time job, then people, that's their job. You know, they would spend all day trying to figure this stuff out and looking at trends and what's going on. And, hey, why is this person still on the system? You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I'd go places and people go, well, we have a lot of families that live in low-income neighborhood, in this low-income housing, and we need more. And I'm like, well, isn't a goal to get them off of low-income housing and
Yeah.
onto regular housing?
And eventually buy their own home.
And
yeah.
eventually buy their own home, you know, but they need the support and the ladders to be able to move
Yeah.
to that. And those are all getting cut back. And why they're getting cut back? They're getting cut back because I think that they make decisions that sound good. And I've seen a lot of that. It sounds good, but if you think it out, it's not good.
If you project it 5 years down,
It doesn't-
which you're good at.
It doesn't, right, it doesn't work out. And no one's doing that. They're just, hey, this sounds good. And everybody gets on the bandwagon. Yeah, it's kind of like, take down the rich people.
Yes.
Yeah, do this with the rentals. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, well, think it out. You know, think out what the repercussions are of what you're doing. And if you can think it out, and one of the things I noticed when I was running for city council, and it didn't matter if they're Democrats or Republicans, once I would ask the questions and we would talk through things, people would go, oh, I didn't look at it that way.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that people didn't have the capacity to understand. It's just that they had never looked at it because we're so used to looking at it by how the city and the state is run. And then people go, oh, you know what? I see what you're saying now.
Oh, and you mentioned earlier that
So-
you heard a lot of, this is just how it is. This is how it works.
This is just how it is, yeah.
Status quo. Just
Yeah. It's not how it is. I mean, if the city, and I'm just going to focus on the city. If the city wants to have change, if people want to not have unaffordability, you know, you see signs all over the place that says affordable housing,
Yeah.
affordable housing. Well, you can create affordable housing without taxing people. Okay?
Yeah.
There are ways to do that using the market.
Yeah.
To create supply and demand, but you
mean,
don't
yeah.
do it by taxing people because now you're just, you know.
So, going back to something I mentioned earlier, and I'm just curious your thoughts on this. How do we get the best and brightest in these public service positions? Because most of the people that you want to be in these positions are like, hell no, I'm going to go in the
Yeah.
private sector and run my business.
Yeah.
How do we incentivize the best and brightest that can actually solve the problems to want? I almost want somebody to run for president that doesn't want the job. I want to draft them. Find
Right.
somebody who has the
Knows
skills
them.
and talent and
Yeah.
force them. It's like you have to. It's almost like, you know, some countries require all people to do 2 years in the military. Like, sorry, you're really smart and capable. We need you to do a public service for 2 or 4 years, but.
Right.
I don't want to draft them. That's a joke. But I'm like, how
Right.
do we incentivize people that can actually help to want? Because it's a thankless job.
It is.
Anything in politics is thankless.
Well-
I don't trust the people that want to be politicians. Why the fuck would you want that?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a
Once I was
weird-
done with it, I'm like,
I
okay,
don't
wait,
like that.
that was a bad idea.
If you seek that, if you grow up seeking to be a congressman or president or whatever, I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
kind of worried about that.
Yeah. How do you incentivize people?
The best and brightest to want to do these jobs.
So one of the things that I was doing when I was meeting people, and what people didn't realize I was doing, and I didn't care if they're Democrat or a Republican or independent or a libertarian or super religious or whatever.
Yeah.
When I was going through talking to people and introducing myself, I was telling them who I was to try to get them to vote for me. I was also interviewing them.
Oh.
So because I knew that I had an uphill job to fix things and 4 years to do it, and I couldn't do it without bringing in the best and the brightest. So while
it.
I was meeting with people, I was picking like that person, and I had this list going in my head of all these people who I wanted on my team.
You were vetting people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Had I gotten elected, then I was going to call them and say, I need you, and
Yeah.
here's your job. I'm going to pull all this together and just start sending it out. super smart business
Oh.
person. Take a look at this $2.2 billion.
It's almost like maybe Steve Jobs, but other people. What's the mantra? Surround yourself with people that are smarter than
Yeah.
you and empower them to do great things.
Correct. That's
Yes.
exactly what I was going to do. So that in and of itself would have started bringing in smart people just into local politics,
Yeah.
right? And then I met a lot of people along the way who are like smart, and they're like, we would like to do this, but we know we'll never get elected. I mean,
Yeah.
I had a guy say to me, I'm white and I'm a man. How am
Yeah.
I going to get elected?
Yeah.
I mean, and it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Who cares? I don't care if you're a transvestite or if you're
It should be
black
about the
or-
content of your character
It's
and
about-
your capabilities.
Correct.
Yeah.
What are you capable of? But there were also a lineup of people that kept saying to me, Pooneh, if you can get through, like if I can make it,
Right.
they're coming.
Yeah.
So that's what, on the day of election, my family was ecstatic. So were my friends. Like they were celebrating. And after everything was done, I rarely cry. But I actually broke down crying. And I'm getting kind of choked up now, so I need to.
I'm sorry. You
I
take a
didn't-
moment.
I wasn't upset for me. I have a great life.
Yeah.
I don't need money. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Right.
Whenever I want to do it. City can't do anything to me. They're like, pay more. Yeah, if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. I leave,
Yeah.
And I can afford to.
You're going to be okay.
I'm going to be okay no matter what. But why I cried is I felt like I had failed all the people that I promised stuff to, that I knew I could make their lives better, but I just didn't.
You're not going to get the chance.
I didn't get the chance to do it, and I knew I wasn't going to do it again. Like to do that would be like no.
Yeah.
People keep telling me, they're like, please don't say that. I'm like, I suffer from PTSD. So
Yeah.
that was like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I couldn't do what I said. I mean, even the homeless people, like I had to go down and meet with them and say, I'm sorry. I failed. I failed you.
And
I'm not
because you
used
went
to
down and
failing.
spent time there in the lead up to the election.
Yeah,
But
I
obviously
spent a lot of time there.
afterwards, you went
I
back,
went
and
back.
you did a face to face with them and said,
Yeah.
"Fuck, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I tried."
I did try. I mean, I worked my ass off.
I'm aware.
I freaking, no one can say I wasn't, like, I was out the door at 6 a.m. I was, home by 11 p.m., which
Yeah.
is abnormal for me. And then I wasn't sleeping at nights because I was just going on, oh my God, this is what needs to happen. This is what needs to, so it kept me up,
Yeah.
And it was brutal. I mean, my blood pressure is usually like I'm dead.
Like 100 over 60.
Yeah, it's really low. And I went into the doctors, and my blood pressure was 145 over.
Oh,
Yeah.
over like 95 or
No,
100
it was
maybe.
like 100 and something.
Oh, that's not good.
No, she literally looked at me. She's like, "You're hypertensive."
Yeah.
Like, she's like, "What's going on?" And she knew I was running for city council, and so she said to me, she's like, "If this doesn't stop, if this doesn't drop after your run, you're gonna have to get on medicine."
Yeah.
And that was really weird for me because I eat healthy, I work out, I like I said, I'm usually dead on my blood pressure, like I'm so low. And I was physically having problems. Like after I got COVID right afterwards too. That was freaking sick. And then I ended up with thyroiditis.
Oh my gosh.
And I know it is a viral. I mean, I think I had run my immune system.
You wore your body out.
I completely depleted everything I had.
And it was probably mainly from stress. I mean, we know stress
was
is like the
stress.
worst thing for your
Yes,
body.
it was the amount of stress that I was under. But I wasn't under stress for me. Like,
Yeah.
again, I didn't need any of this. Like, I didn't have to do any of it.
Yeah.
I gave up a lot of stuff during that 5 months to do this.
Yeah.
But I was doing it because I could see what was going on. And I'm like, I know I can fix this. And I know I can fix it in, well, when I first got in, I'm like, yeah, I can fix this in a year. That's no problem. Like,
Right.
it was so clear to me what was happening. I'm like, yeah, this, done. And then I started meeting personalities. I'm like, okay, well, it might take me like
It might take longer than a year.
Might
You
take
still
longer
knew
than-
you could fix it, but
I knew I could fix it, but then I knew I was going to get resistance, So then I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, well, I got to jump over this hurdle, and I got to sugarcoat this, and I got to, but so that in it of itself takes time, of course. So going to your question of how do you recruit the brightest, I don't know, because they're not going to jump in. I mean, people were like, if you can't get in, Pooneh, how are we gonna?
Well, I almost wonder if the reason the best and the brightest aren't doing it is because they realize that the system is rigged, that even if they get in there, it's not going to allow them to make the changes that need to happen.
Or they're going to be
It's almost a futile effort. Like, look, I could help, but the system is set up that it's not going to allow me to fix it. So why would I waste my time doing it?
Right. That could be. I mean, I definitely saw that. I don't take no for an answer, so I was going to just keep plugging away from it. But I had a strategy I was going to use.
Okay.
And I had started to do it towards the end, and it was probably a little too late. What I was going to do is I was going to start talking about every single department and doing videos on it. So you know how I did the jail,
Yes,
or I did the
absolutely.
Brockman campus, so people knew that there was this $45 million psychiatric building sitting there empty,
Yes.
not doing anything. And people are like, wait, what? You know?
Yeah.
Or what's going on in our jail system? I was going to do that. Like, there is a homeless shelter in downtown Vancouver.
Mm-hmm.
They're amazing. They have great success rates after 1 year, but
Okay.
no one is using their model. No one's even paying attention to them.
Yeah, I haven't heard about it.
Yeah,
So-
and guess what? You don't pay a cent. It's all on donations.
But it's successful.
The mission, yeah.
Then
and,
that is where public money should be funding that.
but they're
if
not,
it works.
yeah, it's all donors.
Oh, God.
And they're smart. They're very smart because they have, one of the things I talked about is kind of doing a skills training component for folks that, to get them back into jobs or whatever.
Yeah.
So they have a store in downtown, and folks that are living there run the store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's and they have a bike shop too.
Okay.
And so they make money that way. And so it's great, but they don't get any attention. I mean, they've asked for some help. No one pays attention, and it was so bad that the director was crying and saying, we need help. And so when I say I was really upset, because I said to her, I said, I'm going to do my best because I see what's going on. I
Yeah.
see what you need and why things aren't working. But I don't know. I mean, and the other thing is, it wasn't pleasant. Like,
No.
people were mean. And, I mean, there were times when I wanted to tell people to F off. Like, somebody sent me a text, several people sent me a text, just so you know, I'm not voting for you. And I wanted to say, and I give a shit why.
Well, but
Like-
also, what's the mentality of, like, then just don't vote for me? Why do you feel the need to text me to
I
tell me
know.
that?
See,
I don't understand that
I
mentality.
know. So I'm like, I had a lady take a card, and she's like, you're a MAGA because you're talking to that guy, and he has a red hat. And I'm like, that's a homeless guy, and he was wearing a brown hat, and it came out red in the photo. And she's just like looking at me with just anger in her eyes, and I'm
Yeah.
thinking, these are the people that,
Yeah.
I mean, then it's your bed. Lay in it. Like,
God,
don't, and they were mean. I mean, things got so bad at one point that my husband was going out of town, and he's like, I need you to make sure the alarm is on
Yeah.
every single night.
Yeah.
I mean, no one needs that.
No, you shouldn't have to.
I shouldn't. I mean, this is-
especially when you're running for public office to
Right.
to do work for your fellow citizens. You shouldn't have to put
I
up
mean,
with that
if you
shit.
don't agree with me, then don't agree
That's
with me.
okay.
It's totally okay. Like, you don't have to get ruffled about it. And I will say one thing, because I'm just going to say, if people watch this, people are going to go, well, we disagree with you, blah, 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 and you're missing this and you're missing, okay, whatever. That's fine. But I do have one ask of people that are going to make any comments about this podcast.
Okay.
You don't get to leave the state of Washington. It's your bed. You're going to have to lay in it.
Yeah.
Like, every person who is voting the way they are, every person that's created the shit show that's going on, every person that could think about getting on here and saying, Pooneh, you're missing the vote and here is why, great. I'm wrong, you're right. I ask one thing, do not leave. You
have to
cannot
stay
leave.
here and-
You're going to have to stay here, and you're going to have to pay the piper, because
All right.
you're hurting a lot of people by not paying attention.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know how, I was out with somebody a couple days ago, and they're like, we want you on an advisory board. And I'm like, for what? What am I going to do on an advisory board? Like, I mean, I hate to be a pessimist because I'm always an optimist, but I don't know what to do. I mean,
Well, I mean, at some point you have to cut your losses, I guess. That's a bad way to say it, but
it's you got to people
you
got to
also-
wake up.
But you also have other things in your life that you need to give your time to. Like
Yeah,
you
I'm
tried.
busy.
You
Right,
tried. It's
right.
like, hey, I did my best, but
Right.
it's also you have to take care of yourself and your family.
So to go to your point of how do we get talent to come in? How do we get smart people to come in?
Yeah.
No one wants to put up with that shit.
Right.
You know, they got too many things going
Yeah.
on. They don't need to be doing this. Like
Yeah.
somebody who's super smart and talented and makes a lot of money, they make a lot of money for a reason.
Yeah.
They know how to build something from the ground up, and they've
And
done it.
the last thing they need is to deal with that bullshit.
Right. They don't
Yeah.
want someone texting them and saying, I'm not voting for you.
Yeah,
like
because they saw
say-
something.
Right,
They
'cause
think
they
you
didn't
talk
like-
to a MAGA person. Yeah.
Right. Because, you know, I mean, so, and then there's also another problem too, because you have to do financial disclosures to run.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, who wants
Oh,
to
that's right. They tried to fuck with you in that too. And
Right.
during the election, it was all bullshit. I'm like,
Oh my God!
yeah,
They
we
mess
don't have
with
to go
me
there. But
so many.
Yeah, I'm like, are you
I mean, I
fucking
just would
kidding me?
just shake my head and.
Which just irritates the fuck out of me because I'm like, if you can't beat her on your merits, you have to resort to this shit.
That's what they did. Yeah.
God. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
I don't have my reading glasses, but I think we're an hour and 15 minutes in. And by the way, there's some cops and cones, like ice cream cone events, so that's why it's getting busy. There's a lot of stuff going on. So
Yeah.
I do want
I'm
to wrap
seeing
it
a lot
up.
of money for City of Vancouver right here.
Yes. I do want to wrap it up just to give them the
Okay.
table back. I do want to, God, this has been an amazing conversation. I didn't plan it this way, and I'm sorry I got you activated, but
No.
it was really
now
interesting.
I have to go home and have a glass of wine.
Yes, absolutely. You should.
Probably
You-
gonna
you've
go for a
earned
walk
it.
or something.
But I also wanted to just touch base. You're, I'm no anonymous, but I know you. When we talked last time, you had just taken your daughter, she just to college. She's doing great in her university, right?
Yeah,
Everything's
yeah,
cool.
She said she thinks she's going to make the dean's list.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I have, you know, I didn't talk too much about it during campaign because honestly, they told me not to say anything. They're like, don't even bring up.
Right, and that's why
what
I'm
the
being
kids are
careful
doing.
not to even tell where she's going to school. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I have, my oldest one is in med school,
Mm-hmm.
so she should be finishing up here soon and
Okay.
heading off to her clinicals. And then my youngest one is getting ready to go into her second year.
And your brother, who is a musician, how's he doing?
He's doing great.
Because I wanted him on the podcast.
I know.
You still need to
he's
ask him.
shy.
But yeah,
you know,
it's fine.
I barely got him to do a documentary.
Yeah.
That was like pulling teeth
Yeah.
to do
So
it
that's
on my
actually, I
mom's
wasn't
case.
going to bring it up, but that's going to happen.
I believe so.
Okay,
We
yeah.
wrapped it.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I haven't looked at the final product yet, though. I
Okay.
started to, and somehow looking at myself talking, just
It's
I'm
weird.
Like, it was very weird.
Yeah.
I do want to say, can I bring up one other thing?
Whatever you want. I'm trying to be careful about not. My manager yesterday, because I have weekends off now, but he was like, oh, he always asks me on my Friday, what are your plans for the weekend? It was like, oh, I'm actually having Pooneh back on the podcast. And I made a point to tell him, look, he's like, what are you going to talk about? And I'm like, I have no idea. But I'm like, I try to be conscious to not ask you about the stuff that everybody else asks you about because your mom, all that stuff. I'm like,
yeah.
you have to talk about that all the time. I'm more
Right.
interested in you and what's going on with your life and your family. And
Yeah, no, the kids are fine. I keep telling them my
but
youngest.
sorry, you were going to say something. So.
Yeah, my youngest one just came up to me and she's like, Mom, I'd like to get my master's before I go to law school. And I'm like, absolutely not. And she's like, well, the older one got a master's before she went to med school. I'm like, I can't afford you kids anymore.
Well, but
I want
also,
you
if you're
off the payroll.
do you need to get a master's if you're gonna go to
No,
law school?
you
Just go to
don't.
law school.
But that's what I said. I'm like, you don't need a master's to go to law school, and I need you off the payroll.
Right.
I need you gone. Like, I need to retire at some point. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just kind of, I mean, I'm for the most part retired, but I keep working still because I've
Yeah.
got 2 kids in college, and
Yeah.
I got to make sure that, you know, I can pay for everything.
Well, and again, without trying to, I have always been impressed with you because you've gone through some shit in your life, obviously, but you still, I don't know, you seem to handle it just fine. Like, I don't know if it's your psychology background or just how you grew up. It would have been easy for you to not be a successful person, I guess, as an adult
Yeah.
because of the shit you've gone through. But you're impressive is what I'm trying to say.
Well, thanks.
With all the shit you've gone through, you are, I'm sure, you have your moments of
Oh, I do.
sadness and all that shit, but it's
Yeah.
like, wow, you're kicking ass, and it's impressive.
I'm trying.
So, yeah. So,
Yeah,
I guess what I'm saying is you have so many reasons that you could have not succeeded in life, but you did.
Right.
So that's what's impressive.
Yeah, there were a lot of headwinds.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
But which is why I also came to city council, because I'm like, I know I want people that they're going to have headwinds, but let's get past them. Let's
Yeah.
create opportunities, for them
Yeah.
to grow. But okay, the last thing, and
Yeah.
this one irked me a little bit
Okay.
during the campaign, so I just need to get it out there. Not that anyone cares, but if you remember, one of the headlines was how much money I spent on the campaign.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's just break that down, kind of go into ideology versus. All right, so I'm a new candidate,
Yeah.
and I got to go through a primary, because
Mm-hmm.
remember, there were 3 people. My opponent didn't have to spend any money, really, for that. She's already
The incumbent.
the incumbent.
Right,
She's
right.
already the incumbent.
Yeah.
She didn't need to worry about the primary.
Yeah.
I do. So, essentially, whatever the cost is, double it,
Yep.
because I'm going through 2 elections, one to get past the primary and the
Right.
So that adds cost. The second thing is, I'm not the incumbent. Like, I don't have the signs and the websites and all
The infrastructure.
infrastructure.
Yeah.
And the infrastructure alone to get a campaign going costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
She already had that in place. So I have to spend it. She doesn't.
But now they're trying to bash you for having to spend money.
Correct.
Which
I mean, they're
you-
like, well, why are you spending so much money? I'm like, well, how do you want me to get out there?
Yeah. How do people even know my name if I
Correct.
don't spend money?
And then here's the other thing: the incumbent has the power of incumbency.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, they can make phone calls and say, "I'd like to speak at this event. I'd like to speak at that event," and it's like you've got an audience that you're speaking to. I don't have that. If I
Yeah.
call people and go, "I'd like to talk," they go, "Yeah, we don't have time for you. Go away."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, if you think about apples and oranges, apples and apples, the story wasn't, why am I spending money? The story was, why is the incumbent having to spend so much money to
Yeah.
fight me?
Oh,
That was really
wow.
the story.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, that was the story. is
Because
why is
apparently
it-
you were a threat.
apparently so.
Yeah.
So, if
it's-
I were the incumbent,
Yeah.
I would not spend any money. I'd take on my signs.
So you did make a difference.
I hope so.
You
I
did.
I get from people go, we were actually listening and they were paying attention. But I mean, if I was the incumbent, I just put up on my signs,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get all the endorsements, right? Because you're the incumbent and they don't want to piss you off. And with those endorsements come,
Right.
let's put up your signs for you. I mean,
Yeah.
they do a lot of stuff for
Oh
you.
yes, yes.
I don't have that.
I know.
So,
No, you were out knocking on doors with
Yeah.
high school students. I mean,
yes, I was. It's what I had. And,
you had
and
volunteer helpers.
there was
yes.
one other thing. I did not take money from people. So I got kind of bashed for, hey, you're going out after people with money. I'm like, well, yeah, I'm running because I understand what's happening to people that don't have money who are
Right.
getting squeezed. I certainly am not going to go say, give me money.
You didn't take donations.
I did not take that many donations from people there were people that were trying to hand me money, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I won't take your money. I even had a guy call and say, give me 2 weeks. I'll come up with $50 to help you out. And I was like,
Oh.
don't give me your money. I'm good.
But that's somebody that really cared, obviously.
Right. And then people were like, Pooneh, you got to take their money. It makes them feel better because then they feel like they're connected to you. I'm like, they're connected to me whether they give me money or not. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not judging my money. So what I did, which I thought was actually quite smart of me, is, I got in. I don't know anybody. I know nobody.
Yeah.
So I'm like, give me a list of all the people with money. So I just called all of them and got checks. I was like, phew, now that that's out of the way, I can go knock on doors and do my election and get out there. Like, I thought that was strategically really smart, even though I got bashed for it. I'm like, dude, I'm being efficient.
You are amazing.
So, but people didn't get that, They just always. So I guess to go to your question of why don't people run,
Yeah.
is because people aren't asking the questions. They're like constantly bashing you, and it wasn't that I didn't say, "Here's my phone number, call me." Like, if you're gonna bash me, then just call me, and
Yeah.
I'll go have coffee with you. We can have
Yeah.
a discussion,
I
and I
mean,
guarantee
clearly.
you afterwards, you're gonna go, "Oh my God, Pooneh."
Yeah, clearly
Okay.
that is true because you responded to my message from somebody you didn't even know, and like, sure, I'll be on your dumb podcast. So yes, you actually would. You were receptive and you responded to
I called
anybody.
everybody back. I text everyone back.
Yes.
I didn't hear that from my opponent. I was
Yeah.
hearing that people were donating money, and then they couldn't reach her, and
Yeah.
but I didn't care if you donate. I did get flack from the people that donated money because I wasn't paying attention to them. So I did get it from kind
Okay.
of both sides because
Yeah.
they're like, I was hearing, well, we're giving her money and she's not paying
And
attention
there's
to us.
an
I'm like,
expectation there, I guess. But
there was an expectation, but I only got their money so I could do what I needed to do. Like, I
to
wasn't
try
gonna.
to solve the problems.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to pay attention to them. I was trying to maximize my time so I could do other things.
Don't come around here with that reason and logic.
I know, right? How dare you? How dare you think
Oh,
efficiently?
my gosh.
Oh my God! Okay, and this is the funny, and then I'll end it with this. I remember being at Esther Shore Park, and I was talking to somebody, and I'm like, well, I just think that we need accountability within the system, and we need to change some things because we don't want to waste the money, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're paying good money to the city.
Yeah.
You paid good money for that coffee, which the city got a portion of, by
Yeah.
the way. Like, you don't want to waste money. You want to make sure that you're capturing as much money as you can so you could support as many people as you can.
Right.
Or build the ladders that I'm talking about, And I remember she said, wait, because I must have used the word waste and efficiency. Because
Okay.
I'm a business person.
Yeah.
In business, you have to be efficient.
Yeah.
And in business, you can't afford to blow money because ultimately you have to pay
You'll
for
go
it.
out of business.
You go out
Yeah.
of business, right? You have to be very careful with your spending.
Yeah.
And she looked at me. She's like, "Are you Doge?" I'm like, "Wait, what? What am I dealing with here?"
These are basic business principles.
Right? I mean, it's just in your own household. Do you waste money?
Well, yeah, but I try not to. I try to minimize it.
Correct. You get X amount of dollars.
Yes.
You go through. You budget.
Yeah, Dave Ramsey, basics.
Yeah, you got.
Don't
and-
spend money you don't have.
Right. You don't spend money you don't have. And if you get a box of, let's say that you could buy a box of mac and cheese,
Mm-hmm.
but you can get the family style for only 20 cents more. Don't you get the family style to, so you're being
Yeah.
efficient
Yes.
and you're making your money go a long ways. I mean, we do this in our own lives. But when it comes to politics, it's like, you're Doge. I'm like,
It's all
I
about
don't
the
even-
ideology.
It's
right.
that's
Yeah, I
exactly.
know.
So
Yes.
ending with the ideology. I mean, if people don't wake up, they're going to destroy the city and the state. And
Yeah.
ultimately, I mean, you've got people like DeSantis in Florida that's just laughing all the way to the bank and going, "Come on down, come on down,
Yeah.
come on down." I mean, and people are going, "Yeah,
And
we're coming."
Idaho apparently
and
too.
Idaho's
so.
doing the same thing. I mean, I just read. So Idaho does have an income tax. They were at 8 and something percent. They've dropped it down to 5.3%.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and they're
I've
planning on
never heard of
dropping
a
it more.
state lowering the income tax.
They're lowering
That's-
their income
yeah.
tax, and they're going to continue to lower it. Why is that? They want businesses to move
Yeah.
in.
Yes.
They want the jobs. They want people's money.
Yeah.
What a concept.
Yeah.
What a freaking concept. Bring your money with you because I want it. But that's not the Washington way. It's you have money, either give it to me or give it to me.
Or we'll make
and
laws
you're a bad
and
person.
take it from you. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people with money don't want to be around negativity anymore. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm hearing that across the board of if they don't like us, they don't want us, we're leaving.
Yeah.
They'll go to Florida and they'll go to
Yeah.
Idaho or, they'll go to Nevada. Nevada is like exploding.
Yeah.
I looked at a house in Nevada just online 2 years ago, and that house has doubled now in value, just
Wow.
in a 2-year period. I mean, they're growing, they're building, they're developers. Oh my God, people are like, bad developers, bad developers. Well, guess what? They're fucking building homes.
Yeah.
And guess what? Every time they're doing that, they're giving city employees a job.
Yes.
Because they have to go through the permit process.
Yeah.
They have to get inspections. I mean, it's the most ludicrous thing that's happening in Washington. We are literally giving away our paychecks.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to how do you reverse that? How
And
do you?
there's no logic to it.
There's no logic other than raw ideology.
It's not sustainable.
It's not a sustainable model. And you know what? I think that if you're incompetent and you don't do a good job, then you feed people a bunch of shit and say things like, this is just how it is.
Yeah.
No, it's not how it is.
Yeah.
Or then you throw out things of, are you Doge? Because if you throw out jingo words, then people don't pay attention. They
You put a label on it, and then you get
Label
everybody
it.
on your team.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, gosh. I do want to wrap it up on a happier note again.
Okay.
God, I'm sorry I got you going on a rant.
I know.
You're
Now I might
amazing.
need a
I really
cocktail.
enjoyed the conversation.
What time is it?
Oh my gosh.
I'm not drinking.
No, but it's got to be like 12:30 now.
No.
Or
12:40,
almost
yeah.
1. But I hope you're happy. Oh my gosh.
Don't I look happy?
The reason
Other
I
than you
asked
just got me all
I know.
muffled up.
The reason I asked you on the podcast again is I literally just wanted to do a check-in after the last one.
Oh.
And I just wanted to make sure, like, I'm glad you lost. Well, I'm sad that you lost because you could have made a difference. But I'm glad you got your life back.
Yeah.
And I just hope you're doing well. So.
I'm doing.
Yes.
I'm gonna knock on wood because you just never know what happens tomorrow.
Exactly.
But so far, so good.
But thank you again for taking time.
My blood
to be
pressure is back
dump-
to normal.
That is all that matters. Your health. Oh my gosh.
Everything came back down.
Okay. We will pause it. Give me a fist bump. No, I did that last time with you. I think I did the
I don't
fist
do
bump,
that.
and I know that's fine. But I think I remember at the end of the last podcast, the same thing happened. It was so awkward. You're awesome. I appreciate your time. I'm going to
Thanks for
stop it
having
now.
me. Okay.